So Sonnet 4.6 is the latest model from Anthropic, and I wanted to put it to a test to assess the quality of a front-end prototype that it is capable of generating based on a PRD. So for this test, I'm actually going to use the same app that I used in a former video that I will link in the description below, where I compared basically the likes of Lovable, Figma Make, Claude Code with Opus 4.6, etc., on the generation of a app for running coaches to basically monitor the schedule and the training of their athletes. So here's the result that we got from Lovable, which is pretty sleek. So you see that it's a standard like CRUD application. And I asked it to generate this app based on a PRD that I have here that not only describes thoroughly the various use cases and jobs to be done that we want to address within this first version, but also provides some comprehensive design instructions. So let's put it to a test and let's evaluate how Sonnet 4.6 notably fares against Opus 4.6. If you've watched the video, you will remember that actually Opus 4.6 drew some horrible results. We got these kind of like designs here that was really terrible, and it also took a lot of time. So we'll, I mean, it's worth running another test to see if it's if it was a one-off or not. And what we will do as well is compare some older models out there. So we'll actually compare how Sonnet 4.5 and Sonnet 4 fare in terms of like generating a front-end prototype, and we'll do also the same for Haiku. What's interesting is that Sonnet is supposed to be cheaper, even though less token efficient, but cheaper generally speaking. So it's interesting to see if we get like better results than Opus 4.6, at least for these kind of tasks. We will use Open Code. So for those who do not know, Open Code is the open source AI coding agent that is like one of the most well-known out there, and it lets you connect to any models that are available out there, and notably older models, which to my knowledge is not necessarily possible with Claude Code. I don't think we can connect to Sonnet 4, for instance. So here how it works. So to open up Open Code, you just need to type, you obviously need to install it, and then when you type Open Code, it opens up the terminal, and you can actually switch to other models out there. So you see that these are the models that I have used recently, but you have like a bunch of others out there, including open source models. And so here we are going to test Claude Sonnet 4.6, and we are going to put it to a test by actually using a prompt that is very easy, and that we're going to use to generate the app. So that's this prompt. So that's basically build a React plus Vite plus TypeScript app based on the following PRD. The PRD being exactly what I showed you before with all the various explanations. Okay. So here we go, and we are also going to launch it for the other models out there. So here, that's for 4.6, Claude Opus 4.6. Here we have Sonnet 4. Here, Sonnet 4.5. And last but not least, Haiku 4.5. Haiku is supposed to be faster, so it will be interesting to see if it's indeed the case here, even for coding tasks, and if we get like some interesting results. Right, so the results are in. Let's have a look. So each task ran for all the various models that we wanted to test. With no surprise, Haiku comes in as the fastest model, and by quite a margin, because it only took 6 minutes to run. Opus 4.6 was actually faster than the last time, because the last time we tested, we got like 18 minutes. And for the other models, so the Sonnet models, it was slower, but still, I mean, close to Opus 4.6 when it came to 4.6 and 4. So let's have a look at the design. So from a general standpoint, you'll see that the jobs to be done have been followed, like the main features were added. Let's now have a look at what we got. So let's have a look first at Opus 4.6, which is one that we expected also to test again. So this is this one, so 5174, so that's the case here. And as you can see here, the design is just like terrible. It seems like what we got in the wake of the first video when we tested the other models was not a one-off, and yeah, Opus 4.6 doesn't seem to work very well on these kind of tasks. So let's just like come up with the same results that we got with the last time around. So let's actually copy paste it here. In terms of sleek design, it's a 1. In terms of design fidelity, I think we can go even and be even more severe here. I think from a UX depth, let's have a look still. From a UX depth, yeah, that's true. That's ugly, okay, but you can still add competitions, you can still do things, okay. So yeah, so in terms of front-end, not very good, Opus 4.6. Let's have a look actually at Sonnet 4.6, which is obviously the one that we wanted to test first here. And as you can see, the design is really, really good. Not only is the design good, but we also have some UX depth in the sense that it's not only like screens, but yeah, we can create sessions, we can like basically have various like actions throughout the app. I think the design is a bit below, I would say, lovable, but overall I think it's really, really good, and it obviously follows the design system. Okay, so in terms of design system fidelity, I'd say like it actually follows the design system, contrary to Opus 4.6, which doesn't, because obviously the components were not reused here. In terms of UX depth, I think it's like a 9 because it goes quite deep, and in terms of design, it's an 8. And so this one is actually for Sonnet 4.6. Okay. What about the other models? So let's have a look first at Haiku, which was the fastest one, just to see what we got. So yeah, this is Haiku 5173, and here we go. So as you can see here, the design is obviously not as good as what we got with like the likes of Lovable and obviously Sonnet 4.6, but it's actually fine. It's okay. And in terms of UX depth, no, it doesn't go that deep actually. As you can see, we can't like run any actions, but in any case, as you can see, yeah, actually, okay, yeah, there was like something a bit off in terms of navigation, but yeah, overall it's okay. I would say I would put it as a 6 in terms of like sleek design. In terms of UX depth, I think for me it's no more than a 5 because we can't really run any actions. However, in terms of design system fidelity, that's fine. Okay, and let's have a look, last but not least, at the oldest model that we tested for Sonnet. So this one is Sonnet 4.5. So for Sonnet 4.5, you can see, so is that, yeah, that's this one. You can see that we have a design that is, I would say, that matches the quality of what we got with Haiku 4.5. However, as you can see, we have a few bugs here, and we can't really like perform like create or delete actions, as you can see. So yeah, I mean, in terms of design, let's just put it like as let's use the same notation as for Haiku 4.5. However, in terms of UX depth, since we also have like kind of some bugs, I'm just going to put it 4 out of 10. And in terms of design system, overall, I think it's a bit off because like the round corners are not good. I mean, the color is good. Let's say more or less following the design system here. And let's now finish up with like Sonnet 4, which is on 5176 here. And yeah, as you can see here, that's like terrible. That looks like a whimsical wireframes or whatever. So yeah, it's actually interesting to see how the various models have evolved. I kind of feel like we are like seeing how the switch between Windows 95 to then Windows 98 here to then like Windows 2000 here with Sonnet 4.6. So that's interesting, and I would say reassuring to see that these models are improving well. So obviously for this one, I mean, it's like the worst results that we got here. So even though the jobs to be done are followed, I think we can put a 1 for the sleek design system. For the design, sorry, it does not follow the design system. And in terms of action, can I run any action? No, I can't do basically anything here. So yeah, that's about it. So conclusion here basically is, for me, it still makes sense to actually, so for me, the learning here is that it still does make sense to use the likes of Lovable or V0 when it comes to like building your front-end prototype, because it comes up with like a sleeker design, design, and overall the quality is better. And it doesn't mean that you have like to consume so many credits. You can just use it for like the equivalent of 1 month of usage and then sync it to GitHub to then move on with the other tasks, notably the backend tasks. However, I feel like Sonnet 4.6 is starting to challenge the likes of Lovable, and I assume that the models that are going to come up soon are maybe going to be actually better than tools like Lovable, which like build abstraction models on top of these obviously existing models. So it will be interesting to see what the future holds for this, but for now, still, as you can see, Sonnet Sonnet is a great model, but the likes of Lovable or V0 are still very, very good options for building up the first version of your front ends, and keep Opus 4.6 for maybe more complex tasks in the backend, etc., etc. So that's about it. Curious to know if you also witnessed this kind of results when testing out other models, and feel free to share a comment below. I'm very curious to get your opinion about this side-by-side comparison. See you around.